My asshole's starting to itch a lot. I have to like get up to itch it a lot.
Just put your fingers in there. Done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dweeb Queens cast. This is episode 2, and we are your Dweeb Queens. I am Antonio. With me is,
Andy.
And this is PJ.
and we are the Dweeb Queens, and we're here to deliver
Hey.
hopefully some good shit. Not gonna promise you that it'll be
Of
good,
course,
but
of
I'm
course.
hoping just to promise something. All right. So, how are we doing today, everybody?
I'm doing great.
just fine.
All right, one at a
How are
time.
you doing? Oh shit. Okay. Fuck.
Kidding.
Sorry. Host. Shit.
Damn it. I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I worked. I went to the gym for the first time in like 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I really hurt. I didn't go last week because I was trying to get settled in for school, so I didn't go because I'm like, I'd rather
Smart.
just be a piece of shit, lazy person. No, I mean, you're not a piece of shit if you don't work out, but I was just like, I'm just gonna eat and
But
lay
you
in
hold
bed and
yourself to a
not do
higher
anything.
standard.
Yes, I'm better than most
Exactly.
people. I'm
Oh.
a god to most of these like little people. So those are just facts.
I'm
Sorry to
too.
say
Feels like
it.
to be Andy who doesn't go to the gym.
Damn, called out.
Got him. Oh, way to reveal it.
A little fat boy.
But yeah, I just decided to go back. I like going to the gym just because it makes me doesn't make me feel. I mean, it makes you feel good, but like it has that like effect where as soon as you're done doing a workout, you're like, I did it. I feel good. I exercised.
Yeah. Yep. And
But
is it? What are those called? What's that? Chemical
is it the endorphins?
release? Is it endorphins? Okay. Thought it was, but I don't want to say it because.
I don't know. We could be
Don't wanna
wrong.
get
I don't
wrecked.
know. We could be wrong. It could be called something
Well,
else.
now we're
I'm
both
just
wrong, so it's
so
better that way.
let's just say that's what it is and hope we're not wrong.
All right.
But yeah, that's how I feel about running. When I run for
I
about like a
fucking hate
mile.
running.
Oh, really?
No good.
See,
Absolutely not good about it.
that's how I felt. And then the more I started running, the more I'm like, I actually kind of enjoy this. Because as soon as I'm
I
done
don't believe
running, I
you.
was like, fuck
Sorry.
yeah. I
Running's
feel
the
tired as
worst.
shit, but dude, all you gotta do is watch some That's So Ravens episode when like you're just on the treadmill, man.
How long do you run for? Sorry, Andy. I'm just talking quick.
I usually try to run a mile within like 12
Okay.
minutes or
Okay,
less.
so you're running a mile. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm
my
not going for like a I don't know what you're
my
trying to
running's
do.
more lean. I'm trying to lean out more. So my running you have to do for 20 minutes. So running for 20 minutes is like fucking terrible.
Pretty ass.
I guess you said 12 miles. Yeah, but
Yeah, well, I
in 20
usually
minutes.
I've
30.
run 20
That's
minutes,
terrible.
but
Oh shit. Okay.
I usually just try to go for a mile. Like that's about it. Like a
Okay.
mile every time I go to the gym, just to run a mile, and then I'm like, all right, calling it good, calling it there. Like I'll be fine. There's some
Okay.
days where if I missed running for those 3 days that I went to the gym, I'll try to just run for like 20 to 30 minutes to make up, because usually it's like 10 increments every single time I go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. But
Okay.
enough about this dumb bullshit of exercise, and let's get right to the flipping thing.
No, we gotta ask Andy now.
Okay,
He took
Andy,
a long detour.
how do you feel about working out, Andy? Give us your thoughts in 5 words or less. Nope, shut up.
I was going back to the original question.
Dumb and gay.
All right, well, there we go. All right, PJ, now your turn. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, are we gonna still answer the questions? Because you're the only one that answered the question.
Yes. How was your day, PJ?
Oh, my day was good. First day of school. Did not go to the gym either.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want too far alarm went off in my apartment, so that was fucking annoying. But other than that, doing good. I only had one class today at 12.
Nice.
Damn.
What's
Easy
up?
peasy.
Tomorrow I go for like
What
8.
class?
So it is Intro to Solid Mechanics, which learn how to determine stress, strain, and what is it called?
Wow, that sounds boring as shit.
Performance.
Andy, how was your day?
Sorry.
He's so
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just kidding, but
I worked. Then I worked on my car a little bit.
okay.
Then streamed a little bit with Alex. That was fun.
I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, there we go.
Then
Didn't need to be rude, but it's okay.
think that's it. I'm getting paid tomorrow for both of my jobs, so that's neat.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. What is your other job, Andy? Explain it to us.
A fluffer
All right,
That's-
that's sick. We get the
for
Snapchats.
pornos.
Can confirm. Just wanted you
Yep.
to say it out there first. We're gonna leave it at that. That is actually your job. That is actually your job. You're part of a crew, and you
It's
fluff
in the
people.
world.
Even if it's not porn, you just fluff. You just like to fluff.
Yeah, there's a little deal.
do girls
here
need
and there.
fluffers, or is it only guys?
They
Did
do.
did we talk about this,
Really?
PJ? Did we?
I think we did.
We
Didn't
did, because we were like, well, I feel like if you want to like get a girl
No,
wet,
because we were both talking about how he made that joke. And I'm like, oh yeah, that means he does dudes. I'm like, hey.
and then I was like, well, if you wanted to like get a girl off, because I feel like there could be a fluffer for both men to get him like semi-chubbed and like ready to go and keep that hard going, and for a girl, if you're doing porn, you need breaks. You got to keep them wet enough. You can't go in dry after that. That's just uncomfortable. All right, thinking about pussy makes
Yeah.
me sick.
Just get
But-
that out of there. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to just like stimulate the clit and just like keep them wet enough, or just like finger blast it.
Yeah.
But
You get demonetized.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
well, wasn't expecting about making money anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
With my like
Or
3
2
subscribers
views.
and 19 views on that first video, so you know,
Hey.
whatever.
Fuck.
We're getting
no.
down and dirty. And the
Anyways.
thing is about this podcast, y'all. No, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're gonna be real. We're not gonna be like, oh man, this I don't really. I'm gonna bounce around this whole topic. No, if I think something sucks, I think it sucks. If I like something, I will fight for it to the death. But opinions can change. Someone gives me a good argument, I will change it.
Here we go.
There we go. Not like some other podcasts that I watch where it's like, well, I don't. They're not the best, but you know, it's not for me. Like I'm like, of course it's not for me, but I'm like, I think it's shitty and I don't like it. So, but yeah.
I need opinions.
Yeah.
Strong ones.
Plus, I feel like we're all somewhat on the same basis, and other times not entirely. So
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
yes,
Absolutely.
thank you, PJ. I know Andy doesn't agree, but I
Fuck that.
know it's wrong.
I don't understand why it does it not. Like why should
Why
it
would you
not?
want a cold sweet thing on a
not
savory
cold.
dish?
Hey,
It's not
sweet
cold.
thing.
Why is it
You
cold?
guys know that quote?
In the oven, you bake pizzas.
You don't bake pineapple on it.
Yeah, you
the
can.
hell?
Yeah, you do.
That's not how it comes from pizza places.
What pizza places?
It's always cold ass fresh shit.
Cold ass
Hey,
fresh
pineapple-
shit.
Pineapple's
remember that.
okay by itself.
Okay,
Pineapple's
it's
fantastic by
delicious.
I
They're
like
free.
pina coladas.
That's because
Not-
you're a little alcoholic. That's why.
I just don't understand why is it like
Okay.
why is pizza constricted based on just pineapple? Like you can do so much
It's a
things
weird
with foods.
clash
No, it's not.
that I don't like.
Well,
So,
do
should I
you
say that
like
black
sweet and
licorice
salty?
should-
Yeah, like French fries and
Like,
ice
should you
cream.
say
Yes.
Okay. So
okay? What if I don't like that? And I said nope, doesn't belong. Like, that's not for me to say. Belong in each other. No, it's not how. Sorry.
I mean,
bro, it doesn't
but
work
then
that
again,
way.
I mean, I know it's
About
not for you to
strong
say, but
opinions.
it's just opinion. It's not like Andy's fucking rule of law.
That's
Like,
what we said.
It doesn't.
If
I'm
I was
saying it doesn't
emperor, I'd
belong
outlaw
on-
it.
well, there we go.
it's-
Donald Trump
it's
Jr. over here.
fucking- it's-
That's already a person.
oh
He's probably
Junior,
going to
Junior.
jail.
damn. Not little Ronaldo. I don't know any of their names. I don't know anybody's names.
Don Jr., Eric, and Baron are the three sons.
What are their names? Say it again.
Don Jr.,
Don Jr.
Eric, and Baron. The,
What are we even
the
talking about right
wee
now?
baby.
Talking about Donald
Donald Trump.
Trump's kids.
How the fuck did we get to
We're
there?
changing
I don't
into
know.
a political podcast.
Yeah, we're jumping around all over. Okay, doesn't need to
We're
be
talking like
constricted.
fucking Esmeralda all of a sudden, and now we're on to.
Oh,
my
it's
God,
back.
fire alarm.
Back.
There's only a couple though this time.
That's good. Oh, I was
And
like,
they're
it
off
went away.
sync.
Almost worse.
Yeah, they're like out of sync too.
Mhm.
What a podcast.
Welcome to the
Alright, let me,
podcast.
I'll just turn it off for a second. Continue.
All
Sorry,
right.
go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, I agree. Pineapple goes on pizza. Thank you for agreeing with me, Andy and PJ, and we're going to end it there. So, going into the first topic.
Give us
Andy?
the topic.
You want to talk about Cyberpunk 2077? I have not been able to see anything all day about it. I saw 3 minutes of the gameplay that they released of like the 48 in total minutes of it. I only saw 3 minutes of it. So, why don't you tell me about it and why should I be excited?
First, what's your excitement level for it now?
Like out
Just
of
as it stands.
is there like a scale like 1 to 10 or like, man, I cannot wait to get
Just
my
talk
hand on
about
it.
it.
I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm gonna say I am very excited for that game. It kind of reminds me, not exactly like Blade Runner, you know, where it's not like dark and gritty neo noir, but it's like that futuristic. Like there's like,
Pretty dark and gritty.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, from the trailer that I saw, I mean, it kind of looked like that, but there's still some lightness into it. So I don't know, but I'm excited for it. I'm really into more like futuristic stuff and like, because I do love stuff that's kind of like Blade Runner esque. You know, of
Mhm.
like the weapons and the drugs and the clothes and the style. So I'd say I'm pretty excited. It looks really fucking pretty. And
Yes.
I didn't really know who CD Project Red was, so I looked them up and I was like, oh, it's the people that did The Witcher 3 and the Witcher series.
Boys.
So I own The Witcher and I've been replaying it as of recently just to see. And I do like The Witcher. It's just very, very big, which isn't a bad thing. I just don't have that much time. Plus, other
Yeah.
video games are coming out. I'm trying to play it as much as I can before Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, and anything else comes out. But it's besides the point. Yeah, I'd say I'm very excited for it, and I just haven't seen anything of it.
So
So
I was very excited for it. Just the concept of it. I know I never played The Witcher 3. Mostly
should.
because PJ likes it a lot.
yeah, I know he's kind of the one that got me
And
back
the
into
alarms went
playing
off.
it.
Ooh, sorry. No, it's
Um,
fantastic.
I've only heard that it's great. And so probably my favorite genre of movie is sci-fi. And so the idea of it with this amazing developer taking on a huge like big breathing sci-fi world was super, super exciting to me. And then I watched the gameplay and I was even fucking more excited because like I tried to keep
Expectations.
my expectations low, uh like even while like crazy cool shit was happening because I know like you know developers promises do not always pan out.
No Man's Sky.
Damn, you're brave in calling them out, dude.
Oh, I don't give a
Never
shit.
heard
That
that
game
before.
sucks. That game sucks. It's boring as fuck.
Wait, why is he brave? Are you being sarcastic, Andy?
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody fucking
Yeah.
called them out. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Yeah.
universally.
But after hearing some people talk about it who went to like an E3 like screening of the gameplay where they actually like proved they were playing it, or they'd have the audience call out like, hey, look at that thing or whatever, and they'd look at it and they said this gameplay video is exactly what they saw basically.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh shit, this is actually all real, and that's fucking crazy. Like
Super cool.
just the openness of the world, the freedom you have in each.
What's the style? Like, what are they? What's the?
It's a first-person shooter RPG.
Interesting.
Okay.
See, I didn't think they were gonna go first person shooter. I thought they were gonna go Witcher style, like
Yeah.
a third person.
I guess they're doing first person just for like immersion.
Okay.
But yeah, just the scope of it is insane. Like what they're going for. We'll see if they can pull it off. Like just the size of the world and everything you can do and all the different branching paths you can do.
Yeah.
But I'm super super excited for it now.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
You guys should watch the video. The gameplay is like 48 minutes long.
Okay,
It's
we
like
can
a
watch that
good
all right now.
chunk. Yeah, let's just
Right now. Let's just waste,
record
not
it.
waste, but like watch 43
We
minutes
love
of this
reaction videos, right?
thing. Honestly, I like reaction videos, but when
Only
reactions
for-
are like actual genuine, not like, oh my gosh, Spider-Man, oh.
That's the good stuff.
No, fuck off. It's just
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say that's like the best stuff right there.
I hate that. It's just like when you're just like, oh, Spider-Man, that's cool, and that's it. I don't need over like I'm crying from that, you guys. I'm crying. It's just like it's a trailer, you pussy. Like stop.
Yeah.
Like I know fake reactions when I see them. I will say Hyper RPG, like Hyper Heroes, the channel that I watch, and they do trailer reactions, and they're probably the only people I watch that do trailer reactions because their reactions are like 100% genuine, and they're just like, oh, that's so cool, and then they just talk. They like kind of stay silent through the whole trailer, and then they just talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Which I'm like, all right, I like that. Like I dig that. So shout out to those little sexy brown boys,
Damn.
Hector, Adam, and Augustine.
Call 'em out.
But yeah,
So, yeah, I'm super super hyped for that game. It's like Borderlands meets Blade Runner, which is a great combo, I think.
sounds really cool. I didn't play the first Borderlands, but I played a lot of Borderlands 2, which I'd imagine is almost quite the same thing. So it's
Borderlands 2 is better. I'd
Is
say.
it? Okay. I really fucking love that game. I never
Yeah,
played
it's
the
great.
original one, so yeah.
Is there gonna be like tons of nudity in this one too?
There was nudity in the gameplay trailer.
Oh,
It wasn't sexy nudity.
Oh,
is it not like
Uh,
Witcher where it's like boobs and wang hanging out? I'm kidding. I don't know. I haven't played a lot of
there's
Witcher,
no
so-
wang.
I know. I haven't.
Witcher.
I know. Sorry, our Witcher expert PJ knows everything about
There
it.
should be.
That's what I
Um,
said. That's exactly what I said. I was like, there needs to be wang in video games. Let's get some penis. Get some vagina. Let's make this
I don't want
equal.
the vagina part, but we gotta make it equal.
Nah, I want to see. I want to see dicks in video games. Let's see what those look like. More.
So there was the people are playing as a girl and they like wake up after like a 3-day bender and there's a dude in the bed and he like gets up and leaves. So there's a little bit of sexiness there.
Ooh,
Just
spicy.
because they banged. But the like
Nice.
actual nudity was the first part of the mission was like you're trying to like save this girl from these scavengers who will like harvest people's like implants. Like they'll have like cybernetic implants all over their bodies. There's some crazy like gross shit that they put in their bodies. It like just gives me the heebie-jeebies. But like you find the chick in a bathtub naked and you have to like carry her out and she's all like bloody and shit. It's not sexy.
Oh well.
Sounds fine, but okay.
The last thing I saw in that
Jeez, though.
gameplay thing was like the girl, like the protagonist, shoving or hitting the dude in the back of the head with a gun and then shooting him like underwater so it doesn't make any noise. I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's about all I saw.
At the end, they just like unlocked a bunch of like high level abilities and shit
Mm-hmm.
just to like show it off. And it was fucking awesome. Like running on walls with like mantis arms, stabbing dudes.
What the
like,
hell? What?
Hacking dudes' brains and shit. It was crazy.
Damn.
This
Little
actually sounds really, really cool. I mean, I had an idea for this game, but the way you're talking about it and everything in it makes me even more excited than I already was. So,
Kind of scared.
when does it come out?
Check
Did
it
they give a release date, or is it just kind of
No.
is it kind of like Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's like open ended for maybe the next like 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well,
I'm okay with them taking their time.
same. I don't need games to be like, I need you to rush us out. Like right now. I want this game to be shitty, Assassin's Creed Unity. I want this now. Give it to me now.
Although there needs to be some like urgency to do shit, because fucking who knows what
I
Kingdom Hearts
mean,
would be at if
yeah.
they didn't. Fucking Square wasn't, or not Square.
Square Enix,
up
yeah,
to
it's
a
Square.
certain point. I
I
agree.
think it was Square. They're like, let's fucking make it release by this year, and they're like, oh fuck, we actually have to do shit now. It's like, yeah, you fucking assholes. You can't just sit there and make
I don't know if
fucking
it's that.
2,000 video games on Final Fantasy. Like, Jesus Christ, like, stop it already. You know?
I don't know. I feel like
There needs to be urgency, but there doesn't need to be like rushed product, obviously. 'Cause
yeah,
that's
I
just
feel like you should only really
terrible.
set a release date is when you're finally comfortable enough with putting that game out. Like Spider-Man didn't get their release date until what was it? This E3?
I
No
think
idea.
they finalized it. Yeah.
Okay, and that game
and
was
Red
announced
Dead
like 2 years ago.
2 has gotten a couple delays.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, see, that's fine. Like, I like the Spider-Man route is like, all right, we're pretty comfortable where we're at. We're really proud of what we're doing. So I think it's pretty ready to go. So it's going to be coming out in September. We're just going to be making a few little tweaks here and there. Instead of like other games, like, it's coming out this time, and they got to fucking bust so hard. Sexual innuendo intended. But it's and then they start to panic because then people need to go home, people need to eat, people need to spend time with their families, and it's not going to be a complete game when you're like really spending the time and working on it. Like, of course there's a like an urgency to put it out, but like at a very good pace instead of like it's coming out next week, we're putting it out. Assassin's Creed Unity is a perfect example of that. They're just like, well, that was them for a while. It was like
God,
every single year. It was like it's coming out in
Yes.
October. It's coming out in November, and it's gonna be this. And I was excited for Assassin's Creed Unity. I was like, oh, sweet, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Multiplayer in Assassin's Creed? That sounds awesome. I can play with my friends. Cool. And then it comes out, and it's a glitchy mess, broken, and it's just not very good. And that's what I liked about what was it? I mean, I didn't play Origins, but I respect that they took a couple of years off from like releasing one every single year to just like
Yeah.
taking their time. So that's just me. But yeah, I'll definitely have to check out the gameplay trailer because I'm real excited. I couldn't watch it when it got released because I was working. You know,
Just quit, dude.
quit right then and there. I really hope no one from my work hears this, but when I was going and getting carts, I when the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay came out, I went to like the side of the building and watched that for like 10 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm a good employee.
When you have breaks,
Yeah, I do, but I really wanted to watch it then and there because I didn't want to wait another like 2 hours to take my break. So, yeah,
I see.
yeah. Well, thank you, Andy, for bringing up that topic. I appreciate your input, and I love you, and let's have sex later.
Deal.
All right. Sweet. PJ.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that tickles your fancy at all?
not particularly. No, I don't. I got nothing.
Not even anything? Not one thing that
I mean-
you're okay.
I mean, I guess I do have a question, but I mean it's kind of random.
Ask the question. Who cares? Even
Okay.
if it's random, just ask the
So-
random question.
I mean, we've all seen the spoilers for the Marvel universe, but so I watched Ragnarok before watching. Actually, I recently watched it while I was playing some old school RuneScape. And
Humble brag.
what I don't understand, is if Thor gets his power from Asgard, but then his sister gets power from Asgard, but she's just stronger. But then it turns out Asgard gets destroyed. The father's just like, well, Asgard is wherever you want it to be, basically. It's just with the people. So I just don't understand what the fuck. Like, something's wrong here. Because I just don't understand that fucking situation. Where does his power come from? I mean, why can't Thanos, who's not a god, beat him? Is it just because he has the power stones? The couple power stones he had? That he was able to fuck up Thor? Or like, you know? Like, I just...
Maybe.
questions.
I mean,
So many questions.
well, back before I get into the Thanos thing. Well, I'm not really sure how to answer that because I didn't really understand that either. Because I'm like, well, if she would be this strong, why wouldn't he be this strong? Because they're both like the sibling, like the offspring of Odin, who's super freaking strong in the Marvel universe. They both get their power from Asgard, but I'm really not too sure. I didn't really understand that. I guess hers was just more OP because she just literally couldn't die and just had
Yeah,
unlimited weapons.
and maybe because she was the first born, maybe
Maybe.
that gave her more. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Or maybe since Odin died, she got more. I don't. Who fucking knows?
I don't know. I really like that movie a lot, though. I think it's one of my favorites in the Marvel universe. But yeah, I don't really know how to answer that. I don't really know yeah, I really don't know. Because after Asgard was destroyed, he wasn't as strong because he wasn't doing what he was doing in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Like where he just like made fucking lightning weapons and could fly without his hammer and do all this shit. I think after it was destroyed, he just lost the force to it, which didn't really make that's not like it doesn't make any sense. In the comics, he had this thing called the Odin Force, or Odin had his own power called the Odin Force, which was really strong. Then Thor got strong enough that he got the Thor Force. So I'm not too sure if that was all connected to Asgard, and then it got destroyed, and then that was just it. But yeah, I'm not too sure because he only got stronger again in Infinity Wars when he got that hammer. What was the name of the hammer again?
I don't know.
Stormbreaker.
I just don't understand. But he was joking, like, what are you, the god of hammers? Like, why would it make him stronger if?
I don't know if it made him stronger.
You
It just
know?
made him control his power like better and focus it. But
Oh, okay.
in Infinity War, that didn't really make any sense either because I didn't think there was any more power to have. After that, I'd imagine he'd still be like really kind of super strong, but can't fly, can't do lightning. Because that whole movie, before he got the hammer, he did not have any lightning at all. Didn't use
He
it.
didn't have any reason for it.
I mean, he could have
Other
used
than
it
in
on.
the beginning. He was
Yeah.
already super weakened, and he took the Power Stone to the head for quite a while.
I guess that's true. Maybe we'll just never know. And yes, I think Thanos is that powerful. I'd say he was pretty powerful before he got the Power Stone, but I think with the Power Stone, he just made him like extra
Because he
unstoppable.
had what stone at the very beginning?
He had
No,
the Power Stone.
Power Stone. Okay.
Yeah, from Guardians
He
1.
didn't fight without the Power Stone.
But why is he super strong without the Power Stone?
He wasn't using it when he was fighting Hulk. Like, it didn't glow.
I guess
Okay.
that's true.
Is he that like? Why is he? Why is
He's
he
about
strong?
as I would venture to say he's about as strong as Hulk, but he knows how to use his strength better than Hulk does.
Yeah, because Hulk
More
just
kind of
has that.
contained,
Yeah,
controlled.
because when he was
He's-
fighting Hulk on that ship, he was like fucking punching him in the throat, kneeing him in the face. Thor just kind of swings his fist like
He was
a
hitting,
girl at a
like,
party.
pressure points and shit.
So, yeah. Which,
Okay.
that was pretty cool.
So
He was a
yeah,
strong boy.
He was a strong boy.
Where-
now
Was everybody on Titan that fucking strong?
that's what I was gonna say. Why is he
Well,
the one?
in
Or
the-
is he like the demigod of their own place? Like what?
Well,
is it?
in the comics, Thanos had a brother, but I don't know if he was that strong. He was that dude in the really goofy. I don't know if you read it, PJ or Andy. He had a brother where he had like a red and white suit and had really spiky hair, but he didn't have purple skin. What is it?
Star Fox.
Star Fox. It is Star Fox. You're right.
What is this, Super Smash or something? Jesus.
Got him. But yeah, they didn't look anything alike. So I'm like, I don't really understand how it makes sense. I don't know if they are that strong because I don't think Star Fox was that strong, if I remember right. But then again, I don't know. Comics are weird. Comics are stupid. I love them, but they're stupid.
They're dumb.
But I love them to death. The only good comic I have ever read has been Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder's run on Batman anything. So that's just me.
Yeah, I don't
though.
read
good
any
boys.
comic books, so.
I would
I've been reading
say
an actual book. That's weird.
What?
don't be
What?
fucking weird.
I've been
Andy.
reading an actual book.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Ask him what book though, PJ.
What book?
It's Spider-Man.
Why?
It's a like prequel to the game that's coming out. So it's setting up the story, and it's actually very good. Kingpin is the main bad guy, and he's cool.
All I wanted was
Tone,
PJ's
do you-
reaction.
Disappointment.
I know. I just
Who,
wanted the silence.
Days are
Echo is Tone.
Who?
Echo. She's
Echo?
a deaf girl. She's a
Uh,
Daredevil villain most of the time.
let me look at what she looks like. Not the Amazon Echo, so it's not what I want to see.
Call people deaf.
Oh yes, I have seen her in a comic before. Why do you ask?
What about Blood Spider?
Excuse me. No, I don't know who
Michael
that is.
Bingham.
Nope, that does not ring a bell even a little bit.
I
I'm
think
like
that's his
looking,
name.
like looking at all these.
Not the athlete.
Isn't
The
that?
mathlete.
They're the two like side villains. They can basically both do what Spider-Man does, like move like him and stuff.
So, Blood Spider looks exactly like Spider-Man, just a bit
He's
different.
like in the book, he's like going around and like killing people as shit in a Spider-Man suit to try to get people to be pissed at Spider-Man. And like J. Jonah Jameson gets his own like radio show. Like he's like a Glenn Beck of the Marvel universe. So he's just like talking shit the whole time. That's really good.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
Echo thinks Spider-Man like killed her dad, so she's trying to kill him, and she can move like exactly like him too.
Weird. Man, I would
good.
really love to see this in the game, even though it's probably not going to happen. They'll probably just like do
Probably
little
not.
nods. But as soon as you're done reading that, if I could borrow it to read it, I'd really appreciate it.
I bought it on my phone.
Well, you're a little bitch boy, and I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Wow.
So
You
you're
don't
just
even like physical copy.
I do.
I know that's surprising. As soon as you said that, I'm
Absolutely.
like, wow, you actually bought it on your phone.
I would prefer having a book.
Yeah, I usually like having physical copies, whereas I do not like having physical copies, and I like everything
Why?
digital. Because it's just all in one. Like all my movies are on my Apple TV, and or linked to my Amazon account.
Yeah, but that's different. That's like where you actually watch a movie. So Apple TV. Okay.
Yeah, but I can also
like-
read a book on my phone, on my
Don't you
computer,
just wanna
anywhere
get
on the
away
go.
from the bright fucking screen and just
No,
like swiping and shit
technology
with your
is my
phone?
life. I don't
That's
care.
gross.
Technology is my
That's like-
life.
Dude, that's like taking. Oh my god, I have to. So if I want to buy math books and fucking shit for civil engineering, I'm not gonna buy it on my goddamn computer and get an ebook. Because flipping pages and shit with a mouse is AIDS.
That is
Like-
better.
Like I would rather have a physical copy. It's the same thing with reading it. Obviously, I don't have to switch between pages all the time when you're reading a book, but it's the same principle. It's just flipping with pages with your mouse or flipping with your finger. Let's get out of here.
Do you like to lick your fingers before you flip a page?
Do I like to? No.
But will you?
If I can't get to the other page,
So-
yes.
I don't know why I think that's just so funny. It shouldn't be,
Yeah.
but
And I think like older people do it because they just don't have that the touch anymore. They lose skin oil and shit. They fucking flip pages.
skin oil.
They're
They-
all wrinkly. They got more surface area to grab on.
Got more grip points with the.
Mhm.
Yeah, come on. The heck?
Yeah.
Well, now we know about
Yeah.
PJ's
So that was.
your little rant about having physical copies. Well, for comic books, I like to have it on my computer. Because I mean, I like to have physical copies like
I
graphic
cannot
novels.
Read a comic book on a
So that's what I was about to say though. Is I
Oh,
used
yeah,
to
so
like.
you already have a precedent.
So I used to like having to like
I have a
read
collection
it
of
like.
Blu-rays too, so I should own this book.
There you go.
So,
Well, I have like all these comics on my Comixology account. Little plug, sponsor me, please. But after a while, after my eyesight started getting worse and worse, it's gotten a lot harder to like stare at the screen and read a book. Because when I'm looking at a screen, sometimes I don't really want to like read something. I'm just like, let me just drown out my senses with just like watching a video or something, or whatever. Let me look at people's dumb pictures and let me double tap them and let me go through Twitter and just favorite tweets and blah 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 blah. But I used to like reading digital comics on my iPad when I had an iPad because it was big and it was that big iPad Pro. So I'm like, okay, I can read this and it like the pages flip like an actual comic book, but not the same exact thing. And I was like, all right, this is pretty good. But then as soon as I sold my iPad, I just have not bought another comic on my computer because reading comics on my computer is really fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Which, so for that, I will agree. I like to own the comics, but the only way I'll buy comics now, I won't buy issues unless when I was at Comic Con, I wanted to get them autographed because there wasn't no graphic novel of them yet. But as soon as it becomes a graphic novel, I will buy it. As soon as the story's complete, I will buy it and read it. I just don't like waiting month to month. So, because I have a box in my closet that's just stacked with at least like 200 comics. Because I used to not wait until they became a graphic novel. I used to buy the issue each month. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't have enough binders to fill. I can't keep putting them in boxes, so I just need to wait until they're like an actual book that I can read. So
You're better.
yeah, so that's.
I've got that whole Snyder Capullo.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let me borrow some of those because some of their stuff I haven't read. Some of it I have on my Comixology thing, but I think it's
of the Batman run they did. The
yeah.
original Batman run?
Well, I read I read Death of the Family, Endgame, Court of Owls, or Trial of Owls. I don't know. There was the first one and the second one.
Yeah, Court and City were the
City.
first two.
I didn't read. I think it was. Was it not Endgame? Zero Year. I didn't really get to read a lot of Zero Year.
Good.
What I
Graveyard
hear.
Shift is kind of boring.
What is that one?
The sixth one. Not much happens in it. But Zero Year is good.
When is the one that Jim Gordon becomes Batman?
That's after Endgame, which I don't have.
Yeah, see that one I was like, I don't.
To Endgame.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to read more.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, I read Dark Knight's Metal, and that's very, very dark, and in fact, very metal. But it's.
Who'd have thunk it?
I know. Who would have thought Greg Capullo, the Metal Man himself, would fucking kill it in this comic, which he did. It was basically. So, PJ, you little normie, let me describe it to you. So basically, all of Batman's fears become a reality from the dark universe, where there's like infinite universes, but there's like 52 like main ones or whatever. I'm not exactly too sure, but in that there was a dark universe where these worlds were supposed to die, and there were like all of the heroes' like greatest nightmares and stuff. Those universes are supposed to die because apparently they're a real thing, and so Batman had all these like his fears of like, oh, what would happen if I had the Flash's speed, or I could kill Superman and is as strong as Superman, or if I was like Wonder Woman or Aquaman or Cyborg and whatever, and he would kill people and just became a crazy murdering machine instead of like the hero that he was. Yeah. And then they came to his world and killed a lot of people, infected people with a doomsday virus, and it was super good. And then at the end of it, they set up the Hall of Justice, which is my favorite. I did anybody ever watch the Justice League cartoons? I don't know why I say anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm specifically talking to PJ. If you, I know you did, Andy. You and I watched the same thing. But did you watch the Justice League cartoons, PJ?
No, maybe like a couple episodes of the Batman.
All right.
Like fucking, I think CN, right?
Yeah. Or was it on? I don't even remember. I think it was on Cartoon Network.
I think that was the only one.
I think.
Oh, that's right. It was. Because I remember Fox Kids had Batman, Spider-Man, and Gargoyles, I think.
What a time to be alive.
I know. Those the good times. And when they had the knockoff of Power Rangers Beetleborgs, which I will say is still way superior than Power Rangers. I love the Power Rangers, but I think Beetleborgs are way better.
X-Men was on Fox too, right?
It was on Fox. It in fact was on Fox.
That had the best theme song.
But no, basically I haven't seen it.
So in their thing they have a watchtower. and it's an orbit in space, which is cool and all, but in the old 60s cartoon, they had a Hall of Justice where they would just hang out in like Washington D.C. or some made up city or whatever, and they just like had this huge ass building, and I'm like, this is cool. They had in the cartoon Young Justice, but it was like a front, so it was like where tourists can go to be like, wow, there's Batman sitting in a chair. It's super cool. But yeah, that's just all. That's my 2 cents about it. I don't know. I
Okay.
really have no other feelings about it. But yes. All right. So my topic that I will talk about. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Let's just run down real quick. How do we feel? Okay, Alec Baldwin cast in the Joker movie playing Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad. How do we feel? Go. 3 words.
Sure, whatever, cool.
I think it'd be fine. I don't really know his dad at all, so I
3
don't.
words.
I'm assuming he's like a fantastic businessman, right? So I think Alec Baldwin could probably do that.
He's a doctor.
Oh, that's right.
He kind of just cares about
Oh shit. Fuck.
the city.
I mean, I guess that'd be all right. I don't really know much of Alec Baldwin's work besides,
Mission
Some-
Impossible?
yeah, some things he does here and there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it's all right. I don't have
Yeah.
an opinion,
Okay. All right.
you know?
Yeah, and I feel that he will do fine.
Yeah.
And
It's a good cast.
it's a very good cast.
overall.
I
Who's
wasn't
the
excited.
cast?
Let's see.
What's his
Joaquin
name?
Phoenix.
Yeah, Heath
Joaquin
Ledger. Heath
So
Ledger
that's
came
gonna be
back.
legit. Shut the fuck up.
No. But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is playing the Joker, which I wasn't really excited for the movie, but Joaquin Phoenix being a part of it and playing the Joker gets me a little bit more hopeful because he's probably one of the best actors ever, in my opinion. I've never really seen a movie with him in it that's been bad, so that's me. It's directed by Todd Phillips, who I think he directed the Hangover movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he directed the Hangover movies and Old School. And the cast so far, they're not filming for like another 2 weeks, but the cast so far is Zazie Beetz, who was in Deadpool 2 in Atlanta.
Played
He's
who?
Domino.
She was Domino.
The one that's super lucky?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then Robert De Niro's in it.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Far.
Alec Baldwin, Joaquin Phoenix, Mark Maron, Josh Pays. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. And that's really about the cast so far of this movie.
Okay.
But
When is it released?
it's coming out next year. In 2019. There's not a specific, I don't think a specific month. I think it just says 2019.
And it's not related to the Ben Affleck Batman,
It's like its own standalone
which is
thing.
interesting.
And I think if the rumors are right, I don't know if they're rumors or if it's true or not, that Martin Scorsese is producing it.
Yes, he's still attached to it,
Okay, so
which is a good sign.
yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Wait,
Or-
is he? What do you mean he's still attached? Was he attached to some other?
No,
DC
it's
thing, or-
like one of those things where it's like Martin Scorsese rumored to be producing the Joker movie, and it wasn't like it hasn't really been confirmed, you know, like the old DC movies where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Batgirl directed by Joss Whedon, confirmed by this, and just like everything fell through. So it's like one of those
Okay.
things. So I guess it like so yeah.
For now, he's still producing it.
Okay, that's good. And all right, did anybody ever watch True Detective
No,
on HBO?
but I want
No.
to.
All right,
Especially now because
Just-
Mahershala Ali's in the new season.
Yeah.
You just want to see for we all know why. Alexander
Oh, I've seen that a number of times.
and Woody Harrelson.
More
I'm
than
sure you
enough.
have. I have. But
Who hasn't? You know.
yeah.
Well, I watched it in the actual show, so I was like, "Oh snap! I'm getting it
Oh
live."
wow, look at you.
I know, high in
Moneybags
my
over here watching every
Yeah.
fucking.
I mean,
premium
I have
TV show.
Reddit gifs. Like it's the same thing.
Whatever.
Goddamn.
So highly recommend you watch True Detective
But
season
it's not
1.
as hot unless you know the character in the show, Andy. You have to learn the character from the show.
No, her character's really not that important. It's just like, all right, she's just fucking Woody Harrelson, who's a married man. So,
Good for
I highly recommend season 1. One of the best things of television of all time, close to Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul and other
True
TV shows I can't
Detective,
remember.
really?
Yeah, True Detective season 1 is fucking fantastic. Like I cannot
I've
recommend it
heard
enough.
nothing about it
Really?
besides the nudity.
It came out in 2015, and it was like probably one of the best reviewed, other than Game of Thrones, of HBO series. And it did so good that they're like, "All right, we're gonna do season 2 in a year," and then season 2 wasn't that good, which was it was unfortunate because I had Colin Farrell, Rachel McAdams, Taylor Kitsch, and Vince Vaughn, who was like kind of the bad guy, sort of season 2. It was all right, but it wasn't the best. Season 1 was fantastic. So, and now he's doing season 3 with Mahershala Ali, and they took like 2 years to make it. So I'm really excited, and it's like set in the past, like in the 70s, I believe. But he opened about why he exited the original It movie, and it's kind of a bummer because I thought True Detective was great, and he could have done some great things with it. But I'm glad with what we got in the It movie that we got last year.
Worked out just fine.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly. So, really, just wanted to say, watch True Detective, please. It's fucking great. PJ, I want you to watch it. Andy, I want you to watch season 1. Season 2, I really don't care if you don't watch it. So, whatever.
I
Okay.
heard
Yeah, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, great.
Was a good actor. You know,
And
who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it?
I mean, Wedding Crashers, bro.
Damn. Okay. Also, I don't know. Did anybody watch the original Big Trouble in Little China movie?
Yeah.
No,
You've never
I
watched
don't believe in
it,
the Chinese.
PJ? You being Chinese
Jack
yourself.
Nicholson is the main character.
I'm not Chinese.
Oh snap! Did I just stereotype you?
You did.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
Japanese. You're a racist.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But The Rock loves doing like rebooting these franchises again. They're not every time they do it. They're like they're not reboots. They're continuations of the story. And I'm like, it's a fucking reboot. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Blade Runner 2049 is a reboot, sort of. Sort of. I'm not saying it's like he's playing the original character and I don't like it. It's just like a kind of a reboot continuation.
It's a
Because
sequel.
it's a sequel,
I would
but
say it's
it was dead. Like it was not doing anything. It came out in the 80s.
That doesn't mean
It
it's
was a
dead.
cult classic.
It was a cult
Yeah.
classic, but it feel like it picked up some traction, and then they're like, well, let's kind of semi reboot, like sequel it. I'm not saying it's a hardcore reboot. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's like a soft reboot. You know what?
Revitalization.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like reboot is not that bad of a word because I feel like it's just like bringing it back up to be more popular with audiences. So I think Blade Runner is a reboot. I think the term I'm thinking of is remake. Like, you know,
They're not remaking it though.
I know they're not remaking it. That's why that's why when I was saying this whole thing about Blade Runner, it was kind of a reboot because it was just like picking it back up, and maybe you want to see Blade Runner 2053 or whatever, the third movie in the Blade Runner franchise if it made enough money, but it didn't. So like Jumanji, kind of a reboot, you know, because that came out in the 90s and it just
I would
came
say it's
out.
a reboot, yeah, because that has no
That's closer
correlation.
to a reboot than Blade Runner. I mean,
Blade
there are
Runner
still
is-
like references to the original Jumanji, but
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's like
is there,
it's
though,
a
or is it
soft
just a
reboot.
similar concept?
very, very subtle. When there
Like
are a
some
lot of story
tricks?
threads that continue from the first Blade Runner to 2049.
I can say
Oh
the
no,
same thing about
I think
Jumanji.
that is a sequel. I'm talking about Jumanji. That's a fucking. Jumanji
Yeah,
2,
I'm saying that's way closer to a reboot than
Yeah, that's a way.
Blade
That's a
Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner is a sequel for sure. I think.
I'm not saying it's not a sequel. I'm saying it's a sequel, but I think it's a reboot sequel.
You're saying they're a bunch of dumb pieces of shit because they're not calling it
You're right.
a reboot. That's how you started this.
They're
Gotcha.
dumb.
They're
Well,
continuing the story of Rick
Exactly.
Deckard.
I know they're
They wanna
continuing it,
continue the
but
philosophy on not making money but making good
Rachel.
movies.
I think
Yeah.
it's just of starting it up again, of Blade Runner.
A
You know what I mean?
revitalization.
Yes, but let's just call it a reboot.
Reboot has the connotation
Reboots are
of
different.
like a restarting,
Well, maybe people should.
Yeah.
not remaking, but restarting, which Blade Runner 2049 did not.
Got him. You got him,
Introduced a
Andy.
new
Get
character,
wrecked.
and it tied up some other shit from the first movie.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Okay. Other than that, I think that was a good discussion. You guys sold me a little bit, so you guys have changed my argument.
All right.
What I said at the beginning of this podcast.
Get fucked.
There we go. Like we convinced Andy that pineapple on pizza is great.
We
That's true.
change opinions and then rub it in as much as possible.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the whole point of it.
That
not just to be right, but to rub it in.
Because that's
it's the American way.
Yep.
All right, but
How he won Vietnam.
But apparently everyone thought. Anyways, back to the story that I was talking about at the beginning was Dwayne Johnson's Big Trouble in Little China won't be a remake because people thought that his character was going to be playing Kurt Russell's original character in the original movie, except it was just going to be in like now times, like in 2018, 2019 or whatever. Like he's like, I'm playing Jack Byrne, but it's not. It's basically a continuation of the story from Big Trouble in Little China. But the question is, do we care? Andy? Well, Andy, I'd imagine PJ doesn't really care because he hasn't seen the original movie. But Andy, do you care?
I'm just over Dwayne Johnson, to be honest.
Wow, he hates black people.
Yeah, that Blackman Dwayne Johnson.
Glad someone said
he
it,
needs
PJ.
to just slow his roll. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
in some good stuff, like Jumanji was fun.
I don't know, that whole elevator
Furious
movie.
7 was good.
That whole skyscraper movie, fantastic.
Was it?
I'd never seen it. Cheesy as fuck.
He is not in much good shit.
I got
He's in a lot
a
of shit.
leg and I use it to climb stuff when my wife and kid are trapped in a building that's been whatever.
The movie was made for China, basically.
Damn. But
wow, 2 Chinese haters here. Damn.
That's us. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. I love the Big Trouble in Little China original movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's very cheesy, but I love it. And I even own the shirt of that Jack Byrne wears. But yeah, it's that thing where I like The Rock, but The Rock has been playing The Rock for a while now.
You like The Rock, but The Rock don't like you.
I hope he. I mean, I'd be really upset if The Rock didn't like me. I would really want to be friends with The Rock. He seems like a really cool dude. But he's been playing the same roles for a while now. You know, he's like, I'm a badass, and I will beat you like blah 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 blah. And he just like talks all this game, and he just fucking like does crazy unrealistic things.
Well, then you're really gonna love that skyscraper one because he's a badass, but he's lost a leg this time.
Damn.
Boom. Twist.
No,
I agree.
Yeah, he's been playing the same thing. The only thing that I really liked him in was Fast and Furious, or Fast 5, I think is what it is, where he first appeared, where he was kind of like the antagonist of that movie, and he was really, really good in that movie. And I mean, I'm not gonna count Moana because that movie's fantastic, and he just does it really good. But that and Jumanji, he did really good in Jumanji. Like he really played a character that wasn't exactly himself, where he was just like a nerdy little teenage boy who was scared of like everything. Which I'm like, yeah, he did really good there. But with this one, it might be the same thing because Jack Byrne is almost in a way like The Rock, where he's just like, figures like, yeah, I kiss women. He's like, who's Dwayne Johnson? Me, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I don't know, just kind of like that similar characteristics where he might just be playing the same character again, and I don't know, I'm not looking forward to it that much, but
he's just not in much good shit.
No, he's in. I will give it to him. He's in all right shit.
Not really though.
But
he's in Jumanji. He's in Moana. Some of the Fast and Furious are pretty good.
Like you didn't even see Baywatch though.
I didn't.
No, I watched Baywatch.
17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was not that good. So.
He was barely in the other guys.
Wait. Shit, that's right. He fucking.
I liked him in the other guys. So.
Yeah, that's true.
It was funny.
He was
everything about that movie is funny.
Yeah, which got okay reviews. Kind of a bummer because that's like a really unique.
Did it really only get okay reviews?
Like, yeah, I feel like a 70. Yeah,
Oh
so
wow.
I guess that's not bad. I guess
That's
that's
good.
good.
For a comedy.
Yeah. I guess it's just because it doesn't strike her, which makes sense because probably don't watch Rick and Morty, so they're not as smart as us anymore.
Right.
That's it. All
Don't
right,
get
but
those subtle jokes.
He's got a lot of green on his Rotten Tomatoes page.
who The Rock?
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
Scorpion King's best movie yet, so I'll take that. So 0.1 me, whatever. But yeah, that's really all my topics. I only have like one little thing, which isn't even like an open discussion thing. It's just Hans Zimmer's scoring the Wonder Woman 1984 soundtrack.
Hell
First.
yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm like, fuck yes. Hans Zimmer is
You
one
know-
of the best composers of all time. Next to
Dude, he did
Johan
so
Johansson.
great in Interstellar.
Really good
And we're
score.
back. Interstellar.
All
Greatest movie
right.
of all time. Best soundtrack of all time. Boom.
I'm not saying anything
No,
that
no, no.
Hans Zimmer has done has been fucking fantastic. Like I've loved
Absolutely.
everything he's done.
Absolutely.
Um,
That's
I-
awesome. He's in Wonder Woman. I did not know that.
yeah, I can't remember who scored the Wonder Woman soundtrack. I can't remember his
It was
name.
like one of his understudies or something.
Was
Which
it?
is
Let me see.
pretty
What's his
sure.
name? I want to give this guy some credit because it was a good soundtrack.
He's done like all of the Christopher Nolan movies.
Rupert Gregson Williams is that guy's name,
Very good.
which he did a
He
very
did
good job.
Gladiator.
Oh, he did Gladiator?
He did The Lion King.
Damn,
Last Samurai.
damn.
True Romance is a really good
Are we
movie.
still talking about Hans?
Blade
Yes.
Runner.
Okay.
Yep.
Fuck, he did all that? This guy's
2049.
decorated.
Yeah, I was like, he didn't do the original one, but
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Man of Steel.
First movie's good.
This guy is fucking.
I
Yeah,
will
he's
say
great.
my favorite like score by him is the Man of Steel soundtrack. I know that might not be everybody's, but I personally
Mine's
love
Blade
it.
Runner.
Blade Runners is very, very good. That and I love The Dark Knight. Duh, 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 duh. I love that shit.
It's good.
But the Man
Even
of Steel
fucking
one,
Batman v Superman has a good soundtrack.
it was good. I appreciate. Apparently, the story is that he was supposed to score Justice League, and he was gonna give everyone their like own like little theme, like how Superman had his, Batman kind of had his, and Batman v Superman. How Wonder Woman had hers. He was gonna give one like for the Flash and Cyborg and Aquaman, which I would have been 100% down for. But after the whole Zack Snyder thing, he's
Totally.
like, I don't wanna do without Zack. And I'm like, you know what? Stick to your guns, man. I respect you.
And Danny Elfman did a not great job.
Yeah, and you were
was okay.
so excited for it too, and I was like,
He did
eh.
some great shit.
He did do
can't
some
deny
great
that.
shit. I know he did do some great shit, but in that movie, I wasn't too excited for because I know he was talking about. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna basically. He's like, Batman's only had one theme, and it's the 1989 Batman score. I'm like, you can't use the
That
same.
I did.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you can't do the same score that you've already done. Like for this whole new Batman, like it's
He
only for
barely
Michael
even
Keaton.
used it.
Watch him.
He did barely only use it. It was cool, but I'm like, I don't know. I like having like if Ben Affleck would have had Christian Bale's like Dark Knight theme, I would have been like, that's kind of weird because I associate that score with the Hans Zimmer's like Dark Knight score with Christian
Yeah.
Bale, and I think Danny Elfman's Batman score. I use that for more Michael Keaton
Mm-hmm.
in like the Batman
The
kind
last
of
good
cartoon.
thing he did was Spider-Man.
Is it?
That's
I
what I'm
don't know.
gonna say.
I don't know. I haven't really heard anything else by him as of late. Like where I'm like, oh man, he's scoring this movie. I'm so excited. Yeah, I think he did 50 Shades of Darker or whatever. Cool.
Ooh.
Good for him.
Yeah, I think Hans Zimmer with Wonder Woman 1984 is gonna do fantastic, and the guy that scored Wonder Woman, I feel really bad because I just forgot his name again. Rupert something. He is actually scoring the Aquaman movie now.
Well, good for him. We'll see if that movie's good or not.
We'll see. We'll see. I hope it's all right. I hope it is. But yeah, I think Hans Zimmer and Johan Johansson, I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. May he rest in peace. Were one of the best composers ever. Ever. Next to John Williams.
Bold statement.
that goat is
Yeah, Michael
still alive.
I love it. He's kicking, man. He's kicking.
We close it out with what we've watched recently.
Yeah, let's close it out with what we watched. Let's start with PJ this time. PJ, what have you
Fuck.
watched? I knew it. Yeah, I know. I wanted to catch you off guard.
So what I've watched, I should go to my Netflix. Dude, I don't even know. I don't think I've watched much. I think Netflix. Rewatching The Office with Idris Elba. Is that his name, right?
Never go wrong with that show.
Yeah, we're like fucking Michael Scott's making his own company and shit. And that whole power dynamic. That's what I'm watching recently. That's 40 scenes. It's not that exciting, unfortunately. But yeah, it's me. Sorry, boys. Been busy.
Okay.
Haven't been delving into anything.
We all have been. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, it's your turn. What have you been watching, or what are you going to watch, or TV shows, movies, anything you recommend as well?
I'm playing Civ 6, by the way. Thanks for asking.
In the last week, I watched Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Because I really like that movie.
Very good.
So very good. Kirsten Dunst still does it for me.
All right.
I'm pretty sure my first boner was in the first Spider-Man. In there. Rain.
Nips.
You know what? I'm gonna save that for our next podcast. So when you got your first little boner, because I know my story and it's really embarrassing, but I will save it for another episode.
That's about it. She wasn't wearing a bra in the rain.
I remember that. Was that in Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1?
1.
She was also braless through a lot of Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Like the upside down, like he was upside down hanging, kissing her,
right.
Yeah.
And I've been going through kind of the Western kick also. I watched The Hateful Eight.
Oh, so good. I watched it a second.
Which is really, really good. And I watched the first 2 Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone movies. Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More. And those are both very, very good. I'm going to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly next.
Nice. Respect it. I think I go through those little kicks too, where I went on an all like gay kick where I'm like, I watched Love, Simon, then I watched Milk, then I watched Brokeback Mountain. I was just getting those weird like phases. Like I only stick to this.
All good movies.
They're all very good movies. Shut up.
Is he gay?
Yes.
Yeah, I watch Man Shoot Man, and you watch gay movies.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got me. But all right, I've been watching a TV show called Voltron. It's an animated series on Netflix, and it's fucking fantastic. And movie-wise, I watched Hereditary again. Which
I'm gonna buy that tomorrow.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it on digital. Like I couldn't wait. I love that movie. I rewatched that again, and man, still one of my favorite horror movies to come out. If not just my favorite horror movie ever. I'm pretty confident to say that. Hereditary is probably it's my favorite horror movie ever. It's one of the best, smartest movies
What is
I've
it called?
seen. Hereditary.
Hereditary is on Netflix?
No, it is not. But if it's not up there, I was like, you should either rent it or just find some way to watch it because it's so good. I cannot recommend it enough. Okay. And then I just rented Tully, and I'm gonna watch that because Andy recommended that to me when it was out in the theaters. I just couldn't watch it because I was busy, and then they took it out of theaters, so I'm gonna watch it probably tomorrow.
I want to marry Mackenzie Davis.
I do too. Yeah, there's other news stories that we didn't talk about, like, I don't know.
Moving on to next week, probably.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing that won't probably be as not popular, but in the news, I guess, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 getting put on hold indefinitely to figure out what they're gonna do next.
All because they want to protect this pedophile.
Jeez.
No one wants to, protect Kevin Spacey, but they want to protect this guy. Wow.
Yeah, 'cause he's a fucking libtard. What the hell?
Right? These fucking cucks.
Attacked our boy Ben Shapiro.
Bro,
Don't you dare.
Venice Shapiro is.
How dare you make these jokes 10 years ago? Though, very, very not good jokes.
They were terrible.
They were horrible jokes, but I'm like, yo, who wasn't an edgelord back at that time? But, yeah.
I'm sure I would have done some shitty stuff too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, speaking on behalf of everyone, that it's just a fucking bummer that he's not doing Guardians 3, because he's done really good with the first two.
Or is he?
Yes.
I'm just saying, he could make a comeback. Maybe this is where Disney flip-flops.
I don't think at this point. I don't know if they can.
He actually went back and made his case to a Disney person, and they said no.
Are you fucking? Oh my.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Reports of a meeting.
Yeah, so he's definitely not coming back, which really, really sucks because I associate the Guardians of the Galaxy with James Gunn. But yeah, I guess we'll just wait to see what happens next. And I think that's really.
Taika's getting another movie though.
Yeah, I'm
that's good.
Fucking excited about that. He makes
Taiga.
Yeah, Molly. Yeah, he's doing a Marvel movie now. No, Taika Waititi, New Zealand director, did a movie called What We Do in the Shadows and Boy.
All right.
Or
Thor Ragnarok or Hunt for the Wilder People.
That you would probably know.
Yes.
I'm not gonna be a fucking prick and just list out all the shit you wouldn't know, PJ. I wouldn't do that to you.
I know. You're not like that. Thank you.
All right, whatever. I don't care anymore. We'll talk about maybe.
Yeah, we'll talk about the other stuff.
Favorite directors or something next week, and first boner stories, and how I kept getting boners in biology class for no apparent reason sophomore year of high school. But for another time.
Wow.
Little tease. But
give all these people different names, code, so we know what we're talking about.
Yes.
But the audience doesn't. You know what I'm
saying? They will not know.
Because. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're ending episode 2. So thank you to whoever listened and or watched. And I promise I will upload different types of videos that are not just podcasts. I'll try to do live action stuff, gameplay stuff with these guys as soon as we figure out what we're gonna do, and go from there. Still a work in progress. But yes, thank you for listening, and I love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.